Live. Welcome back to day 93 of Vibe Coding an App Until I Make $1 Million. A little bit late to the stream. I decided to go outside for a walk before the stream started just to get some fresh air before the stream started because, guys, today is going to be a big one. If you check the description, we are actually doing something special today. So we are going to be doing a 3-hour build challenge because, as you know, View Creator is very long. It's very far along in development now. It's about, I would say, 90% developed. And what that means is a lot of the work now that we have is very, very tedious. And I'm doing a lot of that work, behind the scenes in my Vibe Coding No Talking streams. I'm doing a lot of that work in the mornings when I'm not streaming. And there are certain things that are in progress. And what I wanted to do today is I was talking to some of the members of the community like Linux, J35, Joe, Carter, other people, and we've talked about Vibecademy before. In Vibecademy, we talked about it because what Vibecademy is Vibecademy is going to be a competitor to Codecademy, but particularly for vibe coding, okay? And I do believe that in the future, companies will actually start to seek out AI-driven coders or developers, or in other words, vibe coding experts. Because the thing about vibe coding is if you are good at vibe coding, you can ship features incredibly fast, and it is going to be in demand. So vibe coding and Vibecademy is going to give people the ability to actually learn professional certifications in vibe coding. And it may sound crazy to people, but when you look at the way that things are headed, this is the future. So if you check the description, you will see that today we are actually going to be doing a 3-hour build challenge. Today we are actually going to be starting on Vibecademy. We already have like a little bit of a front end built. But what we're going to do is we're literally just going to set a 3-hour timer and we're going to build as fast as we can, and we're going to try and ship as much as we can in 3 hours just to see, hey, with everything that we've learned up to this point in the journey, day 93, with the tools that we have now, which are way stronger. I mean, when I started this series, we didn't even have GPT-5 yet. Did you guys know that when we started this series? So it's crazy how far things have come. We now have models like Gemini 3 Pro. We now have models like Opus 4.5. We now have better tools. We're more equipped. And what I want to see is when we're starting from scratch with what I've learned so far in this journey, how fast are we able to build from scratch on a new project? And that project that we will be working on today is Vibecademy. Now, this does not in any way, shape, or form affect what we're doing with View Creator. I'll be working on View Creator off stream later this evening in our Vibe Coding No Talking, and I also will be doing a marketing stream after this stream ends. So with that being said, we are literally going to set a 3-hour timer and go as hard as we can for the next 3 hours to see how much we can actually build. So if you guys are interested in seeing how to actually get a project off the ground and what goes into the thoughts behind, the architecture of a project right from the start, you guys are going to see all of that today. So with that being said, I'm actually going to log into my View Creator account so I can update a couple things for the stream, set the right categories and everything for the stream. But if you guys are just tuning in, make sure you like and subscribe. It's going to be a good one today. Let me do a couple things on my end to get everything going, and we will get started. But let me go to Manage Videos, and let me also, looks like we... Brother Codes, what's up? Yesterday's intro was legendary. Let's go. The Awaken, what's up? NS, what's up? Offer John, what's up? Super Combo, what's up? Can we try Anti-Gravity Opus 4.5 with Anti-Gravity planning? I'm not a big anti-gravity fan myself, but let's first take a look at, for example, with View Creator here, you guys can see that the thumbnail did not update properly. So, we just want to do a couple things, suggest tags. We also want to upload the correct thumbnail. So one thing that we need to do is we can just go to Canva real quick. And I already have a thumbnail created here. I just need to compress this here. Give me 1 second here. There it is. So this is the thumbnail for today's stream. So I do need to compress this, so I'm just going to go here. I do not do AI-generated thumbnails for these thumbnails just because I kind of have a design that I like, but we can go back here, and we can do science and technology. We can set the playlist, and this is why View Creator is so nice. It's like, hey, just the ability to manage all this is really nice. Now here's the thumbnail. There we go, and now we'll save, and Let's see. Yep, video updated successfully. Let's refresh. Our thumbnail not saved. Maybe a bug. All right, so let me drop everything that I need in. There we go. Okay, it did set. Here it is. Yeah, it did set right there. All right, cool. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to drop the link to the stream in the Discord, and we're going to get started. We're going to set a 3-hour timer, and we're just going to go very, very hard and see how far we can get. Okay. All right, so let me get my MacBook out, because something that we do need to do is I need to... Oh, and it looks like my cam for the room camera, or the FBI cam, as we also like to call it, is down. So let me do that real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to get the FBI cam going. All right, here we go. Let me get this going. Room, oops. Yeah, so this is down. Hold on. What's up? All right, so also here is the setup for my POV. Here's the setup. This is my POV. I don't think you guys get to see that very often. But yeah, there's the POV. All right, let's get it, guys. Let's go. All right, so the first thing I need to do is I did do a little bit just in terms of the database and getting the database project. I'm going to go over that, but let me push this code, and I'm going to show you where we're at. But what's up, guys? Did I try out new Gemini 3 Pro? Yeah. I don't use it in Google Studio. I use it in Cursor, but yeah. But what's up, guys? Let's make progress today. It's going to be a really interesting challenge stream. Alright, so I need to get this. Oh yeah, Justin Benny, it's very, very different. Between Cursor and Google AI Studio? Yeah, so Cursor is like an AI agent, whereas Google AI Studio, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, it's not like an IDE. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I gotta do one thing on my end, then we'll get it going. How's everybody doing? Linux, what's up? Carter, what's up? Linux, thank you. Windows Trash, what's up? Anti-Gravity released Opus 4.5 this morning, I believe. Chad, what's up? Neek, what's up? What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome, welcome. So right now, okay, I'm just going to show you guys what we have currently. there is a couple things where it's like, okay, we're gonna need to structure this, and literally one thing that I wanna do is let's go to timer, and what we're gonna do is we're literally just gonna set a 3-hour timer. And honestly, like, one big reason that I'm doing this is because, hey, I just wanna learn how far can we get in 3 hours on a new project, right? Like, we have a little bit built, but not much at all. So in this stream, what we're doing is we're just seeing, we're gonna do like a full-on sprint on Vibecademy, and we're gonna see how far we can get. Like I said, this in no way affects what we're doing with View Creator. I'll be working on View Creator later this night. I've been working on it this morning. Just, I wanna see how far we can get with the tools that we have now on a new project. And I'm gonna be going, along the way. So, there's also news that Claude Code released Opus 4.5. What do you mean? Carter, I'm doing good. But I'm going to start a poll. If you guys have not already liked the stream, this is going to be a good one. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, that's for sure. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Sorry, it's Sam Altman calling me. All right. Hold on. Sam? Yeah, Sam, I'm busy. Yeah, I can't talk right now. I know, your product sucks now. It's all good. What? No. No, I'm not taking your money. I don't want your money. All right, shut up. All right. All right. All right, sorry about that, Sam. All right, so, let's see here. All right, 3 hours. Let's get it. All right. So I'm going to push this. And I just initialized this. All right, let's go here. All right, so wait, I already opened. So we have 3 hours. We're gonna see how far we can get in 3 hours. So I'm pushing this right now. So we should have a Vibecademy database here. Vibecademy database right here. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this up. And as you guys can see, this is just a baseline project directory that I was working on. I created one entity in it, but I actually do want to transfer this over to the Vibecademy GitHub org. So this is what I'm gonna do. Transfer it over. All right. NS said Sam's in the racks are gone. All right. Yeah, I heard about the Code Brown thing. All right. Oh my gosh. All right, hold up. I gotta do this. All right, but yeah, guys, this is gonna be a really interesting day because we've made so much progress on. Hold on. All right, here we go. All right, GitHub. All right, we are good. All right, so that repo is getting transferred right now. And all right, we got it. All right, we got it. So if I go over to the organization, yeah, that was Sam, guys. Linus said he doesn't even reply when he calls me. Yeah. All right, so here we go. Vibecademy database. We have Vibecademy UI, Supabase. So as you guys know, I was considering using Supabase, but honestly, I decided against it just because I am not super familiar with that stack. I think it's better, the stack that I'm used to. If I just continue to use that, I think it's a little bit better. Yeah, Sam was trying to go to the moon too. He saw we passed 10K. Okay. So let's just launch a bunch of terminals here. We got to get it going. So we are going to terminate this one, but let's get Claude here and let's do a little bit of cleanup. Let's do a little bit of cleanup because there's some projects here that we actually don't need anymore. So this Vibecademy app, we're actually not going to use that at all. We can delete that. Vibecademy, we do need to pull latest. So let's just pull latest here. So cd Vibecademy UI. Gonna do a git pull. This may cause issues here. Oh, there's issues with that. Okay, hold on. All right, perfect. All right, discard. All right, so let's pull latest. All right, cool. That's gonna recompile. All right, so this is what we have. We're gonna delete this Supabase directory. And then all of this can literally be deleted. All of these, this authentication. And for those of you just joining us, we're kind of doing a little bit of a challenge today. We're seeing how far we can get on a new project. You know, right now, I'm obviously still working on View Creator, but there's a couple things that are being worked on that I'm working on later tonight. But for now, we are going to be doing a little bit of a challenge. So let's pull this up. Can I do a command and just highlight all these? Yeah. So I'm going to delete all of this because it's a little bit outdated now because we're not going to go with this this structure. Also, there should not be any of these here. All right, so delete this. Move to trash. It kept the cursor rules. That's fine. Whatever. Okay, so let's now open this. We're gonna clone this directory. All right, let's go here. Okay, so we're gonna clone this real quick. Okay, get clone. Drop this in. All right, so we're cloning this, and then you know what I'm gonna do is what is in this cursor rules? Let's see. So I think I can, so I can delete this cursor rules file. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have it create a new cursor rules file and a new agents.md file. So I'm literally just going to do init here. So hold on, we have to launch Claude. So when you do an initialize, it's going to create the agents.md file. So then I'm also going to cd into the UI, and I'm also going to run Claude here, and then I'm going to run init, and init, again, it's going to initialize an agents.md file, so that when you're running code there, it's going to use that. And then we're also going to cd into that vibecademy database. So cd into vibecademy database. And we're going to do an init there as well, so that we have, you know, at least right from the start, you know, an agents.md file that's going to be useful, right? And then I'm also, after this finishes, thank you for creating that agents.md file. I now need you to create a cursor rules file as well. All right, cool. And we'll just drop this in each of those, so that when it's finished creating the agents.md, it's also going to create a cursor rules. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, these three. All right. Also, guys, if you guys are watching, have not already joined the Discord, I'm about to drop a link in the chat. Jose said they've got too much money flowing in. Ahmed, let's go. So yeah, so guys, this is going to be a little bit of a special stream because we're starting a new project. One thing here is, why is it not, this should not be working, it should not be doing, I don't know why it's doing that. No. Hold on. That does not make any sense here. Oh, actually, I know exactly what I did wrong. Hold up. I have not pushed the latest code from my computer, so let me push this real quick. I thought I already did. Maybe not. Hold on here. Let's check GitHub. Athar, what's up? Super Combo, what's up? Have I tried using the Claude harness yet? You give it a prompt for a complete app and it creates 200 plus tests and will run for 24 plus hours generating the app. Wow, I have not tried that. Okay. Let's go vibecademy. All right, updated 10 minutes ago. So you guys see this? I don't know why it would be setting up a Supabase role key, because that we're not using Supabase anymore. So that doesn't make any sense. Review vibecademy UI. Are we still integrating with Supabase at all? We shouldn't be. Yeah, it looks like it's still... Do you guys see this? I don't know why it still has references to Supabase. Yeah, I do not like that. Review all references to Supabase, as Supabase has been completely removed. We are transferring to our Postgres setup here. All right, so View Creator database, and I'll just reference this. View Creator database did not pick up. Okay, hold up. I'll just have it remove. All right, so now we also need to set up a API. We're going to set up a Nest API, okay? So we're going to go to the project directory, and we're going to run Claude, and we're going to say, I need you to create a NestJS API with the latest NestJS, and I need you to just set it up with a simple health check root so that we can get it running. I want it to run on port 3000. Actually, let's have it run on port 8080. Pranay said it's time to do some pull-ups. All right, let's go. Let's get it. Pull-up time. Let's go. All right. Not gonna lie, I am feeling it from yesterday. All right, NestJS CLI. Yes, delete them. Yeah, I need to remove this old Supabase code. I already did delete those. We now have vibecademy API, GitHub. This can be removed. Yeah, we do not need this. So right now, project directory, vibecademy UI, vibecademy database, and then vibecademy API is going to get dropped in. So that's that. That's going to be our structure. But guys, I'm going to move the desk up real quick. Hold on. You guys can't even see this. I'm sorry. So yeah, so we have vibecademy API, vibecademy database, and then vibecademy UI. The vibecademy UI is going to be like, it's going to be the landing page website, okay? And we have a couple different things that we can do. Now, remember, this is basically a speed run. We're seeing how far we can get in 3 hours on this. So I want to get as far as we can. The question is, should we modulate these Next.js projects where we have a couple different options? And I'll kind of show you guys how this works from an architecture level, okay? So right now, we have, let's just call it the VC UI. And this is a Next.js project. This is Next. And this will communicate with our Nest API. So this is the VC API, it's Nest. This is Nest. And then this will talk to our Postgres database, okay? And this uses TypeORM, which is just a ORM, which is really, really nice for TypeScript. So, then this obviously, that's our structure, but right? So now we're gonna have two different things though that I kind of want to talk about a little bit. So first of all, this project is gonna be very simple because all we really need is we need the database architecture for like courses, and courses can be in like certifications, like they'll be, for example, full stack vibe coder or something like that, right? We don't exactly know what that is, but just from a technical perspective is how we're thinking about it today. But we need to decide whether or not we want, so this is gonna be the website, right? And what I found is that sometimes it's nice to just have a website that is very simple. And then we can have, let's say, VC app. And the VC app is where, once users actually authenticate, that's where they'll be redirected, right? Very, very common practice. They'll be redirected to the vibecademy app where they'll actually take courses. And then a big part of this project would be VC admin. And this would be a subdomain where, we would actually go through, we would have a user interface for people that were creating courses, right? So this is something that we're talking about as a community. We could end up having a team inside of BridgeMind that actually is full of people that are really advanced in vibe coding and actually can create these courses. So guys, this could end up being a community project. And I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure what way it could go, but we're just going to see how far we can get in the first 3 hours. But this is kind of the perspective that I have, because sometimes from what I've learned, like if we go back to View Creator, right? When we were doing View Creator initially, what was really tough with View Creator is that we started out and we only had one user interface. We only had one Next project, right? And it started to get really, really big because we had this dashboard directory, right? And the dashboard directory was holding all of our apps' contents, and it just was really big, right? So it actually slowed down our main landing page website, which then ended up kind of like impacting speed and SEO because there was it was just a really complicated app, right? So something to think about is like, hey, should we have, and I actually want chat, if you guys could help me think through this, should we just like in the first 3 hours, should we set up an app and an admin portal so that we get started like that from the jump? What do you guys think? That's kind of my perspective. What do you guys think on that? What are you guys' thoughts? Let me know what you guys think. All right. Okay. My thought is W. All right. I think we're going to have to do it, guys. I think we want to do it. Set up a minimal MVP, then improve on it. Well, the thing is that atomic design. Nice idea. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I think that's the best thing to do. All right, we'll do it. I need you to create a new Next.js application inside of this root directory called vibecademy. Oops. Whoa. All right, so it's going to be called Vibecademy App, and this will be the subdomain that I want to run locally on port 3001. And once we push to production, it will run at, it will run at app.vibecademy.ai. I need you to create this with the latest Next.js, so it should be like 16.0.3. But create this repository and create it with the same theme and styling as you see in the, and I'm going to drop in the Vibecademy UI just so we can create like standardized design practices, Vibecademy UI. And then I'm going to do kind of a similar prompt here, but this one's going to be for this admin, right? So this is going to be for the admin. So I'm going to literally just kind of like drop in this here, and then I'm going to go back through, and this is going to be admin.vibecademy, and this one's going to run on port 3002 locally. So just kind of update this. It will run at, it's going to be called Vibecademy admin, and this will be the subdomain. Okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to drop this in. So this is going to create a new project here. And then this is our nest that's running and getting started. This here. Let's go, guys. So guys, for those of you just joining us today, we're kind of doing a little bit of we're doing a special challenge today, okay? And this is because, you know, we have 2 hours and 42 minutes. And what we're going to do today is we are doing a speed run to see how far and how fast we can build the new project that we've talked about before, Vibecademy, which is going to be a competitor to Codecademy, but particularly for vibe coding. This is something that I talked about to you guys yesterday, and I think that we got enough confirmation from the community of yes, you guys want to see this built. So we need to get started on this. We're going to see how fast we can get going with this. Aperion, what's up? How's it going? All right. Let's go. Also, if you guys are watching, have not already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. So let's see here. Okay, let's actually go out here and let's run Claude and check to see if there's any Supabase references still. Review the project. Is there anything that references Supabase still? And guys, you know, when you're setting up an initial project, and this is something that's very, very important, right out of the get-go, we need to set up proper guardrails, okay? We need to set up proper guardrails. Rob said, what is the admin portal for? Again, is that for you to handle customer support for users? The main reason for the admin portal, yes, that is a reason that we will have it. But more so, it's going to have a user interface for creating the actual courses, right? Because what we could end up doing is vibecademy could end up being like a Bridgemind community project. I'm not sure yet, but it could be, because that's what some of you have expressed interest in, something like that. So with that being said, I would want to potentially have a portal where admins or people that are on that team would actually be able to create the certifications, right? And the certifications are going to be that. They're going to be actual certifications. And I do believe, as you guys know, I fully believe that in the future, vibe coding is going to be in high demand. I think that engineering teams, let's say they're going to be looking for senior level devs, but then they're also going to want to have a vibe coder or two on their team. And the reason for this is because vibe coders can build features incredibly, incredibly fast. And they are probably one of the most efficient, fastest builders because they're using AI to build all these things, right? So I think that in the future, first of all, AI tools are going to continue to get better, so vibe coders are going to continue to get better as well. But also in the meantime, vibe coders can build features so fast that in the future, and even now, people want vibe coders to build things incredibly fast. That's why at Bridgemind, you know, we're looking for vibe coders. We're not looking for software developers. We're not looking for people to dink around in the code and write code line by line. We're looking for vibe coders. We're looking for people that are going to be able to build incredibly fast. And I think that's why, you know, something like vibecademy is going to be incredibly helpful, because it's going to be teaching people these agentic workflows, and it's in very high demand. Nisad said he sold his first client 20 minutes ago from a cold call. W Vibe Coding and W Bridgemind for the motivation. Let's go, man. Congrats, man. Let's go. GeoDevSpace said I launched a new web app in 12 hours. Let's go, man. Yeah, we're going to see how far we can get in 3 hours on vibecademy here. All right, do we do it? So we did do an init here, and it's the Claude MD file. Okay, okay, great. Okay, perfect. We want to make sure that there is no Supabase at all. Make sure that it's all removed. I need new documentation for our project architecture. So we're going to have to now, once these are updated, our project architecture, as you guys see behind me, this is the architecture of the project that we're going with, okay? We're going to have 3 Next projects. This one's for the landing page of the website, like marketing. This one's for the app. And then this one's for the admin portal, okay? And they're all going to connect to Nest, and then they're all going to connect to Postgres from the API, okay? And today's stream is a challenge because we don't want to waste a bunch of time working on multiple projects, okay? We just want to see how fast can we actually get this project off the ground. And this is the first time that you guys have seen that in a while because we've been working on View Creator for so long. So this is kind of a little bit of a special stream. He said that I'll race you to the 1 mil. Let's go. Let's go, DSAT. Let's go. All right, so then I'm going to let these two finish. This one is the API. Let's see if the API is actually running. I do need to get a command so that we can get Postgres running on my computer locally. Give me 1 second. Database connection. Here we go. Grab the terminals. Grab here. All right. All right, that looks good. All right, critical guidelines. Okay, nice. Okay. Also, guys, we have 90 people watching, and let me check likes. 90 people watching, only 35 likes, guys. Come on, let's get it up to at least 50 or 60. All right, so there we go. This is the configuration. So vibecademy app. So we have app, components, UI, lib, styles, hooks. So very, very simple, very simple. Would you make sure that there is a singular index page in this application just so we can launch it and test it? It should be like a dashboard layout, very simple, just to get started. All right, and then we'll expand from here, and I'll do the same thing with this one here. And then this is running. So now let's do npm run dev. Or wait, is this already running npm run dev? Yep. All right, so let's cd out of this, and you guys can see here. So here are the new repos. Okay. We have vibecademy admin, vibecademy app, and vibecademy database. So let's now do cd into vibecademy app. and run the dev server. See if this starts. So this is running on port 3001. That looks like it's going to run. And then let's cd in the vibecademy admin, which is going to be the admin portal. npm run dev. And then we're also going to cd into the app, okay? cd vibecademy app. npm run start dev. Let's do, what is this? I don't think this may not have a npm run start dev command. Oh, you guys only see my face? Sorry. All right. All right. All right, so it does run. We're in app. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, so this looks like we already have a port running. It's already in use. Let's kill it. Kill the port running on port 3000 and no, 8080. 8080. All right. Appearance said the color theme is awesome. Thank you, man. All right, sorry. I did not ask you to restart the Nest server. I only asked you to kill the port running on 8080. Try again. Don't restart it. All right, guys. Let's go. Let's sit down for a minute. And the thing is that, you know, like I talked about this morning in today's video, it's like, hey, you know, it's all about agent orchestration. And in the future, the most productive people are going to be the people that understand what's possible and are able to orchestrate their agents and be incredibly productive. So let's now run the dev server and see if this is now running. And it looks like it is running, okay? So that's now running. And now we have to go to the database, and we want to make sure that we actually can run migrations in the database, okay? So we're going to cd into the database, and cd is the database. Oh, it's vibecademy database. Vibecademy database. And we're now going to run npm run. Actually, we need to set up. Let's go to pgadmin. This is the local Postgres manager. So I'm going to launch this. And all we have to do is we have to create a new database to run locally. So we go to localhost, and we're going to go here, create database, and then we're going to run database is vibecademy is going to be the name of it. So vibecademy, save. And now we have vibecademy database. Now we actually need to set up the environment variables. So let me go here. We're going to have to set this .env. And then we're going to use composer1 real quick just to figure out, hey, or I guess we do have a example here. Okay, perfect. All right. So yeah, that's fine. Okay. So here's our env. This should work. So vibecademy, yeah, that should work. So let's run this npm run migration run. Or let's do run migration generate first. npm run migration generate. npm run migration command not found. Interesting. npm run migration generate. Let's see. Okay, still not found. All right, so this should work. Running this command should work. Make the updates required and get it working. Okay. Sobek asked, have you tried Claude for Chrome? I have not. Gian asked, hey, hello, question, what's the platform you use to deploy and database server? I use AWS. All right, so it's calling TS node directly, but NPM isn't finding it in the path, so we have to fix that. Shira, I'm using a lot of subscriptions, but right now, for vibe coding, I have the Cursor Ultra plan, and then I have the Claude Max plan. Coding is awesome. I'm using Cursor. All right, guys, we only have 2 hours and 30 minutes left. Let's go. We've got this. All right, and I'm going to add the Vibecademy admin, at Vibecademy UI, at Vibecademy app, at Vibecademy API, at Vibecademy database. And then I'm also going to do an ultra think on this. All right, that should be good. All right, the admin dashboard starts at port 3002. So let's actually start testing this. So if I go to localhost 3001, what do we get? Let's see. So yeah, so vibecademy app. So this is that app. Obviously, it's like just one page right now. And then here is what it looks like for the admin dashboard. Very simple. It's just a UI for now. Very plain UI. Do I ever use planning inside Claude Code? Not a ton, honestly. Sometimes it's not even needed. Like, for something difficult, I'll use it. But, hey, if it's going to, like, slow me down a ton, that's not even really needed, right? So it's like, hey, I hate how it, like, kills it. I did not ask it to kill it because I want to manage it inside of my cursor. Okay, so let's do this. So I now need you to structure the modules directory as well as a common directory as well as the entities directory. If you look at View Creator Database, you will see that we are using TypeORM. And what I need to do is we are not going to set up a shared NPM registry, as this is going to overcomplicate things and slow down development. What I want to do is I actually just want to duplicate the code inside of API and database for speed. We can refactor later on, but for right now, I need you to set up in our vibecademy API a TypeORM setup with the entities and the ability for a TypeORM factory so that we render in all of our entities and are using the correct entity interfaces. I also need you to set up an enums directory that just has a singular enums.ts file that will hold and export all of our enums. Review the database directory and note the current entities that we currently have set up, and then update vibecademy API to properly connect to the database. All right, very simple, just, plain English. I'm also gonna drop in vibecademy database so that we can get that database hooked up. All right, vibecademy database. Yes, proceed. Yes, proceed. Don't ask again. All right, vibecademy database. And then I'm gonna do an ultra think on this one. All right, then here, which one was this one working on? This was setting up that, right? So let's also do an init here now that this is actually set up, and then we're also gonna do an init here. And then, let's see here. Which one was this one working in? This was in our, I think we can exit out of this now. So let's just do Claude, and we'll do an init here as well, just so it always knows kind of like what's going on here. Yes, that's good. Yeah, so Imperium said admin dashboard is good. Do we have a learner dashboard? So that's what the app is going to be. So if I go back, I don't know if you guys can see this, but if I go back up here, so this is the architecture. Very simple. UI is going to be the main marketing site where people actually go, right? We're going to keep it structured and simple. We don't want a ton of, complex logic there. We'll keep it very simple just for marketing purposes. And then we have the app, which is technically the learner dashboard. And then we have the admin portal, where that is where courses, there's going to be a user interface where users are actually able to create courses. Now, that will be for the vibecademy internal team, for people that are actually creating courses. And we may not get to the actual database structure for the courses. Actually, we probably will. We'll just see how far we can get today, guys. We're going to be going super hard. But yeah, so I'm setting up Claude MD files here. Let's go here. Great work. I also now need you to create a cursor rules file with a similar structure and setup. So there, our cursor rules file is going to go in. I'm also going to do the same thing in this project. Boom, there. And then here, same thing. And then same thing here. And this one is the, yeah, that's going to be the, okay, perfect. Coding is awesome. Yeah, so my workflow is, you just have to understand how to orchestrate all these agents. And I did make a YouTube video today where I was just talking about, hey, the importance of being able to, think agentically and think about and understand what's actually possible with AI. And the thing is that's constantly changing, right? But it is very important now more than ever before that you understand what's possible with AI. And I was talking about, hey, Vibe coders are in a unique position because we're the first people to really make use of agentic systems, right? Because it was the fastest thing. It was like, hey, coding, you can now code with AI, right? But there's going to be so many other implications. Like there are going to be agentic marketing systems like View Creator where you're able to agentically handle all of your marketing campaigns, and it's going to be very, very important. This is still caught up. It must be cached or something. I don't know if this is cached, but this needs to stop. Are there any references to Supabase in this project? If so, identify them and list them out. All right, so you can guys see it's actually setting up that TypeORM factory, so it's a config factory, and you can see that's where it sets up that that integration with TypeORM. So it's a TypeORM factory is what that is. So that's why it's like, hey, when you are vibe coding, you do need to understand like what to tell it to do, right? So you do need to understand what you're doing, but you just don't need to write syntax anymore. It can do the coding for you. You just have to understand what to do. But guys, I see we have 112 people watching, and we only have 56 likes. So let's get that up to at least 75 likes, guys. If you guys haven't already liked the stream, make sure you do so. Also, as you guys know, we just hit 10,000 subscribers yesterday, and we are going to the moon. This community is growing super, super fast. So if you have not already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Okay, so here is the .env example. So there is the database configuration, which that looks fine. And then here, let's see. So the components.md, yes, that's fine. Yes, okay, okay. Section header, remove all logic associated with anything related to Supabase, as we are no longer using Supabase for this. Thank you, Carter. All right, guys. Great work. Note that this is going to run in... it doesn't even need to know that. All right, cursor files. Do you want to create a .env? I mean, I don't have any anything sensitive in my env, but sometimes Claude can be annoying with showing the envs. Linux said it's a good day to vibe. Let's go, Linux. Aperium said vibe coding is not as simple as people are thinking. We need to be engineers to guide it in the proper way, or else it won't work. I mastered as vibe coding engineer and get it done in 2 iterations. Yeah, Aperium's dead on. And that's why we're going to create a Vibecademy, guys. All right. Yes, proceed. What EMVs are needed here? All right. Something that I need is I need to create, so I'm going to do in Vibecademy UI, the Vibecademy UI and the Vibecademy admin. Oops, yep. Vibecademy admin and the Vibecademy app. I want the same structure, okay? In all 3 of these repositories, I want you to create a services directory. Inside of this services directory, I want there to be an API endpoints.ts file that will hold the API endpoints that can then be used. In this services directory, I want a file called the base service, and you can review here an example of another application that properly sets up the base service. But there also should then be sub-services files, for example, auth service, which extend the base service. Okay, so this is, so I'm actually going to launch View Creator real quick, just because I do like how this is set up here in View Creator. So let me open up View Creator real quick. So we have 6 agents that we're working with, and I'm gonna drop in something real quick. So I'm gonna cd into View Creator, cursor. All right, perfect. All right. So I'm now going to open up View Creator, and I'm just going to grab an example of a base service file that I really like. All right, perfect. Yeah, so here's an example. Here's an example of a base service that I like. Now, in all 3 of these projects, now create a services directory and create the documentation for each in your setup. All right, I'm gonna do an ultra think on this. This one's a little bit more difficult. Olympian, definitely join the Discord because it's full of vibe coders. It's full of people that are doing this all day, every day. building the future. All right, so here, all Supabase references have been removed from the project. Do another in-depth search to check for any Supabase references. That's fine. Architecture MD. So the Architecture MD is defining, so you guys see this? So this is the importance of documenting as you go, documenting what you're doing. Do you guys see what I did here? I created an Architecture MD file. So you can see here, it now has the architecture of the project. So now we can always reference that. DSAT, thank you. Show Claude usage. Yeah, I'll check out the Claude usage. All right, here's the usage. Yeah, and here's the thing about Claude, okay? You can see I've been using Claude Code like pretty much every day, and my plan, it's like 3 days into the plan, right? And I've only used 21%. And I say this often, but it's like, I feel like now with a Claude Code Max plan, you pretty much get unlimited AI. I mean, you basically get unlimited AI. And that's the thing, is it's like, hey, with Opus 4.5 and the way that it is, when we got Opus 4.5, it was such a game changer because it was a third of the price. You know, it was a third of the price of the previous Opus 4.1, which is just absolutely insane. I think you have to just do Discord like this. Like, if you want Nightbot to work, it just has to be like this. Only Discord with the exclamation point. Yeah. But yeah, join the Discord if you guys haven't already. I'm going to give a quick shout out to new members of the Discord. As you guys know, we've been growing incredibly fast. So I'm just going to give a quick shout out to new members of the Discord. I'm really happy that you've joined the community. We're at 1,224 members. Big shout out to new members. Feckin, Shanice, FRTA Run, AEM, Soundwall, R380, Ibo, Weon, SKRRP, Hashim, Founder, CEO, Vibecoder, Shang, Rick, Ahmad, Cypher. Welcome to the community, guys. I'm happy that you're here. And yeah, let's just keep growing, guys. Let's keep supporting one another because we're building the future. All right, let's go here. All right, so this looks fine. I actually don't like what it's doing fully here. It's just it's doing a little bit too much. So I'm gonna have to fix this. I won't interrupt it right now. I'll let it do its thing. But Oaria said, "Hey man, love the community you're building. I'm glad to be a part of it early on." Thank you, man. I'm thankful that you're a part of it, man. All right, so it looks like this is now connecting. So let's actually go over here, and with TypeORM, a big benefit of using TypeORM and this repository that I have set up, I'll show it to you guys right now. So if I run npm run migration generate, what it's going to do is it's going to be able to look at the migration, and yeah, I'm going to do add user table here because this is the new user table, and it looks like we did just set this up, so it failed. So let's drop this in. Why did this fail? Fix this. And this is the thing, is it's like, hey, with vibe coding, whenever you get errors like this, you're always just like 1 or 2 iterations away. So it is very nice. Also, where's our timer at? How much time do we have left? All right, 2 hours and 18 minutes, guys. We gotta get this going. We gotta go really hard. All right. So also, we need to start getting this. So let's go into the Vibecademy. Let's launch Claude up here, and let's do at vibecademy.ai. And we're also gonna do Vibecademy API. All right, I need you to review both of these projects. The first thing I need to do is build a simple onboarding system where users are able to sign up with a email and password. There is no email verification needed. We're just going to worry about functionality for right now, so don't worry about, MFA. Just worry about allowing users to sign up with an email and password. Create the endpoint for this. It should be a public endpoint. And then also build a sign-in endpoint, review in-depth, create a plan, and then update both repositories to integrate this functionality. All right, this here, it created so many API endpoints that don't even exist yet, which I don't really like, which is fine. We'll fix it, but for now, not a fan. But that's why it's also important to watch your agents, because they will get away from you if you don't watch it. What interface is this? Where do you code? So this is Claude Code. All right, so this here. So let's go back over to cursor here. And let's see, it looks like this one did run. So the migration generated successfully here. TypeORM and the migration file, add user table has been generated. You can now review it. and run. So we did run it here. So here is what it ran. Do you guys see this? So it did run that. And now in our migration, if we go to source and we go to migrations, you guys see this? So it's able to automatically generate the SQL that can then be run with the queries. So you guys see this? So create type public, and it gives you everything you need. So now I can run npm migration run, and it's going to be able to run this. You guys see all this coming in? So this here, that's why it's really nice to use an ORM. And some people will say that Drizzle's good. I'm used to TypeORM. I just really like it. I'm used to it. That's my stack. So I'm going to go over to pgadmin, and let's go over here, and let's do a refresh on the vibecademy database. And if we go to schemas, what you guys are going to see is if we go to tables, there's now this user table, okay? So here's the user table that we just created, and here is the entire user table, okay? So email verification token, there is all sorts of stuff right now. There's a lot. But now we're working over here to actually get the authentication working, okay? So we're doing all this. Yes, yes, yes. This is taking a little bit long to do all three. That's all right. That is the admin. What language do you need for this? Yeah, I mean, pretty much how it works now is you can just talk to an AI agent, and the AI agent can code everything for you. So that's why software development is changing, is because instead of having to write syntax, you can now just work with AI agents to do everything for you. And what's really cool is that this has actually been now around for years, and it's really starting to come onto the scene. So this one's working here. I am not a fan with what this agent actually did. We're gonna have to go back through and fix that, but for now it's fine. Let's see if this is actually connecting. Let's go to the API here. Was it able to connect to the database? Let's see, npm run start dev, and let's see if it actually was able to connect here to the database. There should be a log in it. So Nest started successfully, TypeORM dependencies initialized. Let's just have it add like some sort of thing that says like database connection initialized. On startup, could you add in some sort of initialization where it says database connected successfully? All right, also, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back while these agents work, but yes, let's keep going, guys. All right. All right. All right. See this? Database connected successfully. Colonel, I think it depends. Colonel Muska. All good, Jesse. What's up? All right, let's go, guys. So if you're just joining us, we are doing a speed run today. We're doing a 2-hour-long challenge to see how fast we can build vibecademy. We have, or 3-hour longs. We have 2 hours and 12 minutes left. We're gonna see how far we can get. So here's where we're at right now. Terrible. But we're actually gonna get a bunch of Gemini 3 Pro agents. So if you guys didn't know, Gemini 3 Pro is by far the #1 agent in terms of user interface styling. So we're gonna drop this in. I need you to review this project in depth. and I need you to make the homepage of the website completely unique and incredibly styled. Stay on theme, but I need you to completely make it component-based with beautiful custom components where it really gives the user a visual of what Vibe Academy is all about and vibe coding is all about. Make it incredibly unique, fast, modern, sleek, use shadcn, but build a completely unique web page for this. All right, so we'll see how Gemini 3 Pro is able to do. And this is using Cursor. And let's get back to our Ultra agents over here, our Claude Code agents. PNK Sounds, what's up? Yeah, so Colonel Muska, to answer your question that you asked, so, about, having a background in CS, here's my perspective. I've worked with a lot of people with, CS experience, and here's my thing. You can have somebody that majored in CS, but somebody that has been coding every single day on real-world projects is actually going to absolutely outcompete and outpace somebody that just went to school for CS, right? And I'm a little bit more negative on like college education and formal education, just because I went to college and I didn't get the benefits of it. All right, I didn't see the point of it. You basically go to college so you can do homework and party and drink alcohol. Not everybody does that, but I'm just saying, hey, after my experience with working with a lot of CS majors, it doesn't matter if somebody has a CS major or not. What really matters is how much real world experience they have. I think that matters incredibly. If somebody has, let's say, 3,000 commits in the last year, they're probably going to outcompete and outpace a newly graduated 4-year CS student. It really does depend, right? It does depend. So you can't, make that conclusion about everyone with a CS degree, but I'm just saying, like, just having a CS degree does not necessarily make you good at software development, right? I think that people that have just a ton of actual applicatory experience working on projects are going to do very well. In all of these projects, you have a ton of API endpoints that you filled in, but none of those actually exist right now. I only want you to include API endpoints that actually exist in the, and I'm going to drop in the source of the project here. So vibecademy API. And that was just the issue that I saw there with that. And honestly, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use Composer 1 for this. I think Composer 1 is going to be able to do this very well. And Composer 1, as you guys know, is the cursor model. So I'm going to drop the app, and I'm going to drop in the admin. Composer 1. All right, let's go. All right, so this is the custom. If I was to start over, Yusuf said that college is for like those elite coders, but they can't do complete projects on their own. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can put everybody in the bucket, but yeah, I mean, from the experience that I've had with a lot of people that are CS students is, yeah, I mean, if you don't get the experience in CS from actually working on projects, you're gonna get outpaced by somebody that, for example, is a finance major that went self-taught and has been programming every single day, right? That's just my experience. It's not, everybody's experience. Everybody has a different experience, but yes, I do think that, StreamerBot. Okay, thank you, Dan. Dan, appreciate it. All right, also, what is playing right now? I'm not a fan of this music. Yeah, this is definitely copyright. All right, cool. All right. Great work. I now need you to create a new directory inside of components where we will have the shell layout of this application. It should be a sidebar where there are different tabs that users can choose from. Create the layout of this application. All right, cool. All right. Fix this error. Oh, makes this error. Nice. Whisper flow, come on. Pull-ups, push-ups. All right, you guys, I'll hit push-ups and some pull-ups while these are working. But guys, I like to do the push-ups and pull-ups when we have like a ton of agents and we're just waiting for them to go, you know? Pull-up time. All right, hold on. Let me get a couple agents working for us, okay? Okay, I now need you to think in depth about the architecture of our database for just a very minimal MVP system for certifications and courses. So for example, the way that I see this is that, let's say that we have a course or a certification, whatever you want to call it, whatever you think the most professional name actually is. Inside of this, like inside of a course, there will be modules, and modules can then be made up of different types of lessons. So for example, there could be a video lesson, there could be a text lesson, there could be a quiz, there could be an assignment, there could be all sorts of things that make this up, but I need you to think in complete depth about what the database architecture of this system needs to look like. Don't update any code, but just spend significant time thinking about what this needs to look like. We don't need to build something super, super complex right now. We just need an MVP. So think in depth about it and then output a diagram for me to quickly review so I can understand. Okay, and then I'm gonna do ultra think on this. In all these projects, you have a ton of yes, submit that. Oh wait, we already did that one. So that one is the one that's working here in this here, right? Yeah. So auth service, yes. So if we go to the app here and we go to SRC, we have this source directory, our API endpoints. I just want to make sure that this is now cleaned up. Yeah. So we've kept this and now it's just log in and register. Remember that, for example, nah, that's fine. It's not a big of a deal. All right. Okay, so this one's really important here. This is fine. Go. Let's go. All right, so I'm going to cd into vibecademy app here, and I'm actually going to do the same thing. I need you to create a new directory inside of the components directory called layouts, and I need you to create a new layout, which is basically called app shell, which will be the layout of the application. It should have a sidebar for the navigation system on the left. Note that not all pages inside of this application will use this app shell, but this will just be the standardized layout. We will have different layouts on some pages, but just review the system currently how it is, and I need you to actually build a landing page with an app layout that will be the dashboard for the home page when users open up the application. Remember that this is the vibecademy app, which is essentially the learner's dashboard. All right, so let's see the this here. So enroll, watch, learn. Course ID. Quiz questions. Lessons. All right, hold on. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So this is the database structure. So this is really important. So course, users, enrollments, courses, modules, lessons, module ID, lesson type. Okay, interesting. So it's going to base off a lesson type, and then it also holds the logic for a video URL, text content, quiz. Okay, let's try this again and just really try and understand what I want and how it should be structured. So there's going to be courses, and then inside of courses there are different sub-modules, and then inside of the modules there are lessons. Lessons can be one of like 4 things: assignments, videos, quizzes, or text lessons. And that means that for lessons, that entity should have a lesson type. And based on the lesson type, that will be a big, that will play a big factor in then what is rendered, because obviously assignment will have its own structure. That should be a child entity. Assignment should be a child entity. Lesson, text lesson should be a child entity. quiz should be a child entity, and based off of the lesson type, it will be able to connect with these different child entities. So think in complete depth and then come up with a better, more scalable architecture for this. Remember, we don't want a ton of fields yet. We just want a minimal viable product. This is not going to be shipped for a minute. So we just need to come up with basically the overall overarching principles that will be used for the architecture of the project. All right, and then I'm going to use UltraThink on this as well. So let's try again. This here, dev server, cached output. Okay, this worked, this worked. Okay. ShriX, what's up? NGO said, can someone explain to me why voice command is better, like compared to typing out prompts in a more structured manner? In my opinion, it lets you kind of like just stream exactly what you're thinking. Like you're talking to someone, you know? All right, so I have these working now. So run the API. Review the make sure that it has a .env.example file as well as the properly set .envs. Set them properly so it does connect to the API. All right, so we have these working. None of those environment variables are even, you know, sensitive yet. So let's hit some pull-ups, guys. Let's hit some pull-ups. Let's go. So also let's get the candle going. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Also, we do have a Discord with over 1,200 members. So all right, where's the timer at? All right, we've got under 2 hours, guys. Under 2 hours. Here's Vibecademy. Let's check out what Google Gemini 3 Pro did. Ooh, rough. Yeah, we would definitely want to revert that. So that was Gemini 3 Pro with some really bad user interface updates. You guys see that? I do have some MCPs installed. All right, go here. All right, honestly, I think we just need to build this. We just need to build it and just test it. Great, as long as the architecture is simple and MVP level instead of being super complicated, I'm good with it. Structure the entities in both the review in depth, and make sure you also update the enums properly in both. OpenSpec? I do not use OpenSpec. All right, is this set properly? So we're going to be able to test the first full stack config here within an hour, which is pretty good timing, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, Claude is the best when it comes to the agent, at least right now. All right, let's see here on env. All right, so we have the next public base URL. That's correct. Next public API URL, that's correct. And then that did it perfectly. Okay, so guys, when I expect to look at this, you know, the reason that you need this, actually, technically, there's one missing because, well, we haven't set up user roles yet, so it wouldn't know that. All right, but let's actually test this. So we're gonna do start learning for free, 404, all right. So I'm going to add the vibecademy UI. Right now, when the user clicks Start Learning Free, it needs to actually link to a Start Learning Free page inside of the vibecademy UI. Right now, it's redirecting to port 3001 for some reason. This should not happen. This should redirect the user to the Start Learning Free, which should have the sign-up flow and onboarding process integrated so that they can actually sign up. And right now, we won't even set up, like, we're not even going to set up like Stripe or anything like that yet. Have I uploaded the full set of programs and agents you are using in a YouTube video? I have not. I probably will do something like that for day 100 though. For day 100. All right, guys, we got 76 likes and 170 people watching. If you have not already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. And if you have subscribed, if you have not already turned on post notifications, make sure you do that as well. All right. So this is setting up our TypeORM entities. Let's go, Mike. Okay, so I do want to go to 3001 and just see what's showing. That's terrible. This is terrible. Use player at MCP and look at the styling. Completely rethink it. It needs to actually take up full width and have a responsive sidebar. Completely rethink the styling. Also, use the front-end design skill plugin for when you are doing this styling. All right, front-end design skill plugin, please. Sven said, can you explain why you separate the port for authenticated user to your public base URL? Yeah, so I do that because, in my opinion, for scalability, when you have some of these front ends, right, you want to set up a subdomain, and your subdomain, for example, should just be like fully authenticated, right? So, you know, the marketing landing page at vibecademy.ai is not authenticated. It's basically the marketing site, it's the landing page. It's that, right? That's not what our actual learner dashboard is going to be, right? The learner dashboard, that is completely different, right? You have to be authenticated to access it. You have to have a subscription to access it. You have to, you know, there's all these things, all this logic that we want to integrate there. Let's see here, login, sign up. Why is it trying to do? Why are you setting this to port 3001? These pages in this logic should rest inside of the, and I'm going to add vibecademy UI, which is at port 3000. Update and try again. API is down. Hold on. Yep, happy to help. All right. Would you improve the styling of this page, of the Start Learning Free page? Use the front-end design plugin that you have to improve the styling. Sometimes using that front-end design plugin makes the UI go a little bit wonky. Just something to note. All right, go here. Shalami, I mean, you can. You can use both. But the reason I am using Opus is because my cursor plan, I hit my limit for the Ultra plan, so it gets expensive once you get past that. All right, looks like the entities are structured here. Is this running now? All right. I need you to build a Winston logger system. So I need you to set up logging and use Winston for it. Set this up in the API so that we have really good logging. Then update the modules and the API endpoints to properly use it. What's blocking this? Is it cores? The project sharing event is going to be on Sunday. Fooled by Primes, what's up? Let's go. Thanks, Linux. Yep. Yeah, I'll use Gemini 3 Pro for sure. Kyle asked, how much does it actually cost for you to build the app with Opus? I'm new to vibe coding and trying to figure out where to start. I mean, yeah, I kind of just mentioned this, but if you look at my usage, I'm on the Cursor Max plan, which is $200 a month. And I use it every single day. I pretty much am vibe coding all day, and I don't hit my limits. Like you can see that my weekly reset is gonna go on December 8th. So I'm about halfway into the week, right? And I've only used 22%. So I don't even have to worry about hitting a limit this week. And I've been using it a lot, so. Okay, so this is an issue with the Claude Opus. This is an issue with the Opus front-end design that I've found, is that sometimes it gives you these wonky designs. Like, I understand that, like, restore the code in the conversation. This is what it looked like before. So to your guys' points of, hey, use Gemini 3. I mean, let's let Gemini 3 Pro have a shot at this. So let's do, I have a command in here. Actually, I guess I don't on this project. Revamp and improve the styling of this page so it is more simple, modern. It really should have less text and just focus on the sign-up component centered with a header with the vibecademy logo and a footer with the terms of service and privacy policy respectively. All right. So Gemini 3 Pro for styling. Let's see how it does. And, you know, yes, you do have the Claude Code UI skill plugin, but sometimes it can mess you up a little bit. Sonnet price? No, so Neek. So there, Sonnet. It's not Sonnet pricing inside of Claude Code. It's regular pricing. Robodex, that's awesome. All right, so let's use this. And I want to go to network tools because it did fail. So I just want to figure out, hey, what's causing this to fail? There we go. That does look how much cleaner that does look. So Gemini 3 Pro for the win. So what is this course? Yeah. Yeah, it does look like a lot better. Review this. Do you see the error message that pops up? I can't even read it. Also, why is the register failing? It's never reaching the API. Technical Studio. So we're working on vibecademy right now. If you check the description, we're doing a 3-hour build challenge today. So vibecademy is a project that we've been talking about for a while, and I was talking to a few of you yesterday, and they said, hey, let's do it. Let's see how far we can get. So we're just doing a 3-hour build challenge today to see, hey, how far can we get on a brand new project with the tools that we have today, right? Because 93 days ago when we started out, we didn't even have GPT-5. So being able to start from scratch and to see how far we can get with modern vibe coding design principles, I think is a pretty interesting thing to do. So my approach to vibe coding is always build, iterate, iterate. So what's interesting is that, and you guys have seen this over time, is that a lot of people, they say, hey, you know, I started watching you work. I was like, yeah, there's no way. But the thing is like, hey, right now this is really bad, right? But the thing is that with vibe coding, you know, what you do is you start building, and it's not going to be great when you first get started, but you're going to be able to iterate and improve so quickly that you're just building and building and building and then iterating, if that makes sense. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build really fast, and we're going to iterate really fast. So what you guys are seeing is just the baseline functionality go in. Right now it's not great, but it's going to get a lot better, guys. Trust me. All right, network error. All right, fix API connection. So as a fallback, API URL. What's going on here? Vibecademy UI. Oh, interesting. Run npm run build and fix any build errors. And then we're going to use Composer 1 for this. Alright, what is causing this network error? Where's it going? Oh, it's making the request to the... It is making the request to the production server. As you can see here, make sure that it actually uses the environment variable. Is this set correctly? And then this is in the base service, so if we go to services here, base service. I'm going to use Composer 1 for this. I feel like Composer 1 will be able to get it. Can someone create brand logos with View Creator? Yeah, if you use the Playground, you can create logos. It uses you can integrate with the Nano Banana Pro model in View Creator, and it makes it really easy to create logos and anything that you need. Technical Studio said how to give multiple prompts to run in the terminal using CLI. I mean, how multiple terminal works. I just give them different tasks to work on is how it works. Also, Godspell asked, what are you building? If you check the description, we're doing a 3-hour build challenge. And right now we're trying to see how fast we can actually build the initial infrastructure and architecture for vibecademy, which is a competitor to Codecademy, but particularly for vibe coding. It's potentially a community project that we want to get up and running. So this does not impact anything at all that we're doing with vibecademy. I'm actually going to be doing a marketing stream right after this, but we are testing this out. All right, so let's test this. Matthew, blah, 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 blah.com, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. All right. All right, it looked like that worked. Great. After the user signs up, if they are successful, it should properly redirect them to the app. And this is why Composer 1 sometimes is so nice to build with, is it's able to go so fast, you know? It's able to go so quick. All right, so that's going to be able to redirect. So let's see if that's correct. Let's do another sign in here. Is it able to get it? Come on. You can do it. I think we have an issue in that project. Veershaw, yeah, we're doing a build challenge right now. We're doing a build challenge today for vibecademy. You can go to vibecademy.ai to see kind of what we're working on, but we're working on that today. Oh, is this not running? Kill the task ran on port 3001. Also, if you guys are watching, have not already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Right now, we've got 117 people watching, only 81 likes. So let's get up to 100 likes, guys. Let's go. All right, perfect. You guys see the redirect there? Immediate. All right, this is so bad. So this is why you don't use the Claude. This is why you don't use Claude for design. So I'm going to rewind. So if we go here, we can just rewind here. And yeah, we're going to restore. And that's how you rewind with Claude Code. So here's the dashboard. And now we're going to use Composer 1. Completely restructure the dashboard styling to be more on theme and modern and use shadcn. Just simple. Composer 1. Oh, chatcn. Nice. Hopefully it knows I meant shadcn. Because all we want is, this doesn't matter that much, right? Just basic UI. But for what we want, we just want basic UI, and we want to get the project off the ground. That's what we're trying to do. Neek said, you shouldn't hit limits. Matt uses it like all day and almost 25% for the week, and it resets in 4 days. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Claude Max, I mean, and that's the thing is that, hey, if you spend $200 a month, I know it sounds like a lot to a lot of people, but hey, you then get pretty much unlimited AI use. And in today's world, if you're not doing that, I don't know what to tell you, right? It's like some people aren't seeing it and they want to save money and whatnot. But all I've got to say is, it's like, hey, if you watch my video from this morning, hey, you guys got to get good at thinking agentically and being agent orchestrators, okay? That's what the future looks like, is the people that are good at orchestrating AI agents are going to be incredibly successful. So get good at it. Yeah. You really do see the difference between Gemini 3 Pro. It's like, hey, I put the front-end design skill on there, and it like totally messed me up. Also, where's our timer at? All right, we're at 1 hour 37. Okay. Energy, let me see. Let me go back. He said 370 million tokens in, 1.6 million tokens out for now. What would be that percentage for max? Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I would just start using Claude Max. It's definitely the best bang for your buck, in my opinion. All right. It should have a sidebar, and the layout should have a sidebar. So, for example, it should have a mobile nav where it has, you know, a top header and a hamburger menu that, when clicked, opens up the sidebar. But on larger screen sizes, it should also have a sidebar. And then the sidebar should be collapsible and expandable, and the page content should adjust accordingly based on the state of the sidebar. All right. I need you to run npm run migration generate and npm run migration run. All right, guys, I'm going to give a quick shout out to new members of the Bridgevine Discord community. If you guys have not already joined the community, I genuinely just recommend that you join. It's one of the fastest growing vibe coding communities on the internet right now. Big shout out to @Feckin, Shanice, and FRTA Run. Welcome to the community, guys. What are the benefits of running Claude Code out of the Cursor IDE? You can also run Claude models inside of it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people did. I just like the CLI experience sometimes a lot better. Pardon the URL of vibecademy? What do you mean? So here's our hamburger icon coming in. And honestly, we probably should be using... Honestly, let's just do it now. I don't think that Composer 1's going to do a very good job on this, to be honest. Gemini 3 Pro is better. Should have done that from the start. That's fine, though. Veershot just depends on... like, we have a welcome channel that I get the notifications on that I can read out or not. Sometimes I don't get them. Sorry. But shout out to Veershot for joining the community as well. Neek, yes, here. Let me fix that. Yeah. Thank you. Ooh. I'm going to use Composer 1 for this. Composer 1. And when it comes to model selection, you know, Composer 1 is so fast that, hey, for simple tasks that aren't really that complicated, you really should be using Composer 1 all day. Yes, that's good. Time check. Let's see where we're at. All right, we got 1 hour and 33 minutes, guys. We're almost halfway through. Halfway through. Not quite, but getting close. All right, so we have one issue here. What's the issue? Fix this error you created. Push up or pull up time. I don't know, you guys decide. Push ups or pull ups? W's in the chat for push ups. 2 W. Okay, W's in the chat for push ups. 2 W's in the chat for pull ups. And I don't want you guys to not be doing them with me. Like, if you guys are gonna be throwing W's and recommending push ups or pull ups, you guys gotta do them with me. You know. Let's go. Last send, no, yeah. Yeah, we're doing like a 3-hour challenge. Alright, I see some W's in the chat. Oh, DJ Slag, he wants the pull-ups. Islam, I'm building I'm building vibecademy right now. We're doing a challenge. Mike said he's doing it with you, okay. Alright, we got 2 W's. Oh, Sven's got a couple votes. I mean, we need an overwhelming winner, guys. Either W or WW, depending. W for push-ups, WW for pull-ups. Jose wants push-ups. Fooled by Primes wants pull-ups. Sven wants pull-ups. Lasenial wants push-ups. Let's go, chat. Jose wants push-ups and pull-ups. All right. All right. So wow. So look, I just refreshed, and so here is what. Make sure that it uses the correct vibecademy logo inside of the vibecademy app. You can look at. For reference. Offer John said who's gonna count the vote. All right, guys. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. All right. If you did WW, then you have to do pull-ups. Or if you don't have a pull-up bar, you're going to have to do 2 times the amount of push-ups, all right? But for me, I'm going to do push-ups and pull-ups, all right? So let's get it, guys. Come on. Let's do them together, guys. We're getting jacked and rich. Let's go. Let's go, 45. 45, chat. 45. All right, hold up. What do we got here? We're going to do pull-ups, too. What do we got here, though? What happened here? Fix this. One arm pull-up. I'm not there yet. All right, let's go. Let's go, chat. W's in the chat. Let's go. W's in the chat, guys. Oh, wow. Jose said they needed 65. New PR. Let's go, Jose. All right, what's going on here? All right, vibecademy. All right, so this is looking a little bit better. This is coming to life, guys. It's coming to life. Let's go, chat. If you guys have not liked and subscribed or joined the community, make sure you do so. We're getting jacked, rich. I don't know what else to say. All right, hold up. I need some water. Hold on, let me get some water real quick. I'll be back. I did not warm up. I don't need no warm-ups. Bridge mindset, let's go. Guys, I got some news, by the way. We may have a physique reveal on Saturday. I'll be able to show you guys what the push-ups have been doing for me. I think when NS comes to town, we're going to be doing a cold plunge. You guys might get a physique reveal. Yeah, true, Jose. I don't know what we'll do. All right. All right, very simple. Great work. Now do the same thing with the admin portal. All right, so here's what the admin portal looks like. Mike, you said you got 40. Let's go. Let's go, chat. Gemini 3 Pro is pretty good. Yeah, I heard the updates. Nice. All right. So now let's do this. I now need you to create an endpoint so that admins are able to create courses. And because of this, like if you look at our architecture, you will note that we have admins and then we have just like your basic user, or maybe we could call them learners. That means that we need to have we need roles, and we want to make it so that users can have more than one role. But if you look at it, there's admins and there's learners. I think let's start with, I don't know what a better word for learners would be. Maybe you could come up with it, but we need 2 roles. And then in the API, we need to create a role guard to protect certain routes from being accessed by only specific roles. Review the database entities and the entities in the API and make an update so that we include roles. This can be a junction table or something of that sort, or just, you know, just come up with a good approach for this. All right, good enough. You need roles. All right, let's add the architecture. And then we'll add, I mean, this conversation already was having some experience with the entities, so I feel like it'll be able to get it. But honestly, if we were able to get, you know, we have an hour 24 minutes left in this challenge. If we were able to get a full stack architecture built where I'm able to log in, I'm able to sign up, I'm able to log in, I'm able to enroll in a course, I'm able to create a course as an admin, and I mean, that would be pretty good for 3 hours. You know, the UI doesn't look great, but just, I think that whenever you're building something, you need to build, especially with vibe coding, you need to build as fast as possible and let the AI do everything for you. And then you need to iterate based off of what needs to be changed, okay? You don't want to make a mess, but in terms of when you're initially building, like guys, we can go back, and this is just like kind of an interesting point I'll make, okay? While these agents are running, I want to show you guys something really interesting, okay? So let's go back and let's go to BridgeMind, and I'm going to go back and we're going to look at day 20, okay? Look at this. We're going to go back to day 20, and we're going to see how far View Creator came, okay? So here's day 20. This is when we started working on View Creator. This was the first day. Look at what View Creator looks like. Look at this, guys. This is what View Creator looked like on the first day of it being built, okay? And look at this here. Look. This is, I was in the BridgeMind hoodie, the glasses, and we were building View Creator. And what you guys now, for those of you, like, if you go to View Creator now, you're like, whoa, you know? And hey, the reason that I believe in building and iterating is because if you stall out, if everything has to be perfect from the get-go, it could slow you down. So this is just my approach. This is what works for me. You guys may have something that works for you, but my approach is build as fast as possible with vibe coding, with the AI agents, and then use the AI agents to refactor things as you go along, use them to change up styling. But you know, you can even just tell, like here, I mean, this is what we were working on all that time ago. Look at this. I mean, this is crazy. Look at Linux. Linux was there. I mean, this is crazy how far it's come. Look at this. This is what it looked like. So, I mean, that's crazy. And I think that over time, and that's kind of back to the concept of it, hey, the man in the arena, stay in the arena and just build, believe in yourself, and trust in the process, and you will create something pretty impressive. You know, so just wanted to bring that up because I think it's interesting, but let's keep going, guys. The page needs to be responsive to the sidebar. So for example, the sidebar is collapsible and expandable, and then the page needs to rest to the right of it. Whether it's collapsed or expand, it needs to adjust based off of that. Right now, the sidebar is overlapping the content of the page in the admin portal. Review and fix. Let's go, chat. Serotonin Dopamine said, congrats on 10K subs. I missed it in the last stream. That's amazing. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right, that needs to be fixed. All right, so let's go back to this agent here. So this one, you can see, okay, so auth response, so you can see it's setting up roles. And I could see your comment about tutors. So it's not gonna be tutors, because how it is gonna be like, hey, the BridgeMind team is gonna be the ones creating all the courses, okay? Like the approach is here, like, because I started learning initially on Codecademy, I do believe in like that approach. I believe in that philosophy of you do need some baseline knowledge. I don't think that learning is quite yet going away. I think that, for example, if you talk to ChatGPT, teach me vibe coding, hey, it's not gonna have the experience of people that have been vibe coding for years, right? So I think what we can do with Vibecademy is we can show people and actually help people learn. Like, no, Vibecademy is not, vibe coding is not a joke. Vibe coding is not a joke. And it's actually, there is tremendous skill in it, okay? And you have to know where to look. And because it's so cutting edge, you know, we'll be able to teach people what really those things to do actually are. So I'm excited about this project. I don't know how much it's going to be shown on stream. I think this is going to be the focus of the stream today. And we're doing this kind of jump, let's just call it a jump start. But I expect that tomorrow we'll be back with View Creator. I'll be working on this on the sidelines, and it'll make an appearance on some streams. But I think that it would be good, depending on how this goes, to say, hey, could we get Vibecademy launched prior to 2026, right? Or by, you know, maybe put it up on our goal list for a January 1st, 2026 launch. We could get it by then, right? And then in 2026, BridgeMind as a company has View Creator and Vibecademy as driving forces. And I think that both of those projects support the long-term mission of being the people that are going to build the future and being a part of the AI revolution. I think we will play a part. So let's refresh this real quick. Did it get, okay, perfect. Yeah. All right, see how it adjusts there? All right, so let's hide this. Great. Okay, great. I now need the main pages to have some level of padding, just so it's not all pressed up against the sides of the screen and the page. Look at the screenshot and then fix. It's just a little bit pressed here. I mean, we don't even have a logo yet, and it doesn't matter. We don't need one. Students, teachers, and admins. Mana said, what is vibe coding? I'm new in this live stream. Keeps getting on my algorithm. Yeah, so, first of all, that's cool. I think YouTube has a good algorithm. So vibe coding is where you use AI agents to be able to build for you. So vibe coding is the future of software development, because with vibe coding, you don't have to memorize syntax. You don't have to actually write code. What you do is you instruct a bunch of AI agents to do the programming for you, so that rather than having to write code line by line, you're able to orchestrate a bunch of AI agents to do your bidding for you. And like I said in this morning's video, you know, the most successful people in the future are going to be those that are able to orchestrate and understand different AI workflows. So for example, you know, if you're able to get 20 agents working for you at the same time and keep them busy and keep them working, working, you're going to be far more productive than somebody that's only able to manage 3, right? And in the future, I think what it's going to look like is, hey, if you can manage 20 agents productively, you're going to be just very, very well off. Right now, I'm usually managing about like 4 or 5, but you know, I think that as I get better, I'll be able to manage more at the same time and be able to orchestrate them a little bit better. I'm using Cursor. All right, so now we have a JW auth guard going in. Perfect. Perfect. All right, we only need that home page anyway. Improve the styling of the sidebar in the admin portal. It's a little bit too complex. It doesn't need to say admin. It can just say vibecademy at the top. Make it really, really simple, modern, use shadcn, compact, etc. Yeah, I would definitely research it. It's been around for about 3 years now, and it's gotten significantly better in the last year. Also, if you guys are new around here and have not already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. I spend about $400 a month on Cursor, $600 a month total. Because I spend about $200 on my Ultra plan, then go $200 over on usage-based pricing. I don't have a ton of extensions on the IDE. I need you to create a robust README on this. Create documentation on all your work that we've done in this conversation. Yeah, so this is now creating those API endpoints. No, it's not MRR. MRR for Vue Creator is about $400 a month right now. Javier, you just manage them, but right now we're not even running 5. We have 5 open that we're working on different things. This is our main agent right now because we were building really, really fast, and then now we have Gemini running here, which is working on a styling improvement, and then here, this is like kind of our main agent right now. This is implementing some role-based access control, and this is also implementing like some different endpoints as well. But one thing I want to do is I actually want to update the documentation so that we have documentation of this. But guys, I see we have 160 people watching and only 99 likes, so we only need one more like to get to 100 likes. If you guys haven't already liked the stream, make sure you do so. Run npm run build in and fix any build errors. Upward said, thanks, bud. Keep going. Building something myself in the domain of creator economy, dedicatedly for Instagram. Let's go, man. All right, Imperium, I'll check DM. Yeah, Imperium, that video is on YouTube. It's the all-in one on the main. Here, I'll give it to you. But, I mean, yeah, Imperium, the twitching issue, I think just needs to be resolved. I just noticed it's like on a lot of different things, but here, it's the I'm all in video. Is this one here. Here we go. All right, it's this video here. Also, we have an hour and 12 minutes left, guys. Let's go. But yeah, I mean, if we could fix that before the marketing stream, that would be really helpful. All right, so yeah, it is the student application. It decides student. So student and admins, that's the two roles. This is looking a lot better now. Also, why is this stuck? You guys ever notice, you know, when Gemini 3 Pro gets, like, stuck? It's kind of annoying. It's alright, though. But yeah, it's stuck. Poor. It took about 72 days to get it to where it is today. But yeah, I mean, it's cool because I think that, did I use Opus today? Feels like it got nerfed. I haven't noticed that it got nerfed. Yeah, it is very slow compared to, I need you to create a new sign out route that will properly sign the users out, and then I need you to update the front end. To integrate the new route. I have not checked that out. Yeah, we're Endeavor grinding. We're doing a little build challenge today. Yeah, for example, here's the revenue from today and yesterday. So we actually, on stream, made another $10 on stream. But, I mean, $39.99 yesterday, $39.97 today. On stream, we just had another $10 purchase. But, I mean, it's slow going. You know, it's slow going. But I think that if we stay in the arena, if we keep going, if we keep pushing, we will get this, you know. We'll figure it out, guys. We're in this for the long run. Wow, 110 likes. Thank you guys for the support. Alright. J35, we're working on Vibecademy. We're doing a 3-hour build challenge, dude. It's good. Fix this error. Yeah, I'll keep it up. Vuck, so, you know, we're doing like a build challenge right now. You know, Vibecademy is something that we're exploring. I'm dipping my toes into the water with it. We're very, very far along with View Creator, so I don't want to build too many products at the same time, which is the risk. But the thing is, you know, the more that I think about it with something like Vibecademy is I do believe that it is easy to build. So the question is, and this is kind of, I'm testing the waters with it, right? I'm seeing, hey, how fast could we get to an MVP with Vibecademy? But obviously, View Creator is the sole focus. We're even going to have a marketing stream after this, and I'm going to be working later on this evening on View Creator in the Vibe Coding No Talking stream. But we're kind of just doing a little bit of a fun build challenge to see what we can do with Vibecademy today. Great work. Now, when users sign up through the front end, for example, when they sign up, it should default to the student role. Do not make it possible for admins to be created through the API. This will be done at the database level by developers. So just only make it possible for this to default to student through the API on sign up. No, I'm not using Windsurf. Oh, that actually reminds me. Let's check TikTok real quick. TikTok is so slow. It is, I mean, it's not discouraging, but it's like, hey, like, come on. I mean, if they reject us, that would be discouraging because then it would mean that we'd have to wait a lot more time. But let's see. Let me check. Thanks for the reminder to check if we've been verified. Yeah. So here's what I'm still seeing. I mean, that's crazy. It's been so much time. It's been, we're coming up on 2 weeks now. And this version of View Creator is in review. There may be a delay in the app review process due to a high volume of requests. We appreciate your patience as we work on reviewing your apps. I mean, that's ridiculous. Taking so much time. But we'll get there. I think we're going to figure that out, J35. But I do want to structure it where it's like similar to Codecademy. You know, I want it to be like Codecademy. Because Codecademy really helped me out, but I think that Codecademy at some point, I mean, Codecademy is great, but hey, if they don't start really taking vibe coding seriously and AI-driven development seriously, then they're going to fall behind. So I think that if we can carve out a niche specifically for teaching people how to code with AI and teaching people what we've learned with AI-driven development, I think that we will be able to carve out a niche for ourselves. All right, let's head over to the student dashboard. Great, now do the same thing with the student dashboard, or the student sidebar. I mean, it kind of already did. Yeah, I mean, the student sidebar is perfect. All right, so now we need, in this one right here, make sure that you run npm run migration generate followed by npm run migration run in the database directory to make sure we are up to date in the database. Fire, let's go. Let's go, gang. We've got like, what, 1 hour left? Check up on the timer. All right, we got 1 hour and 4 minutes left, guys. 1 hour and 4 minutes left. Yeah, I'm having fun right now. What's up with View Creator? View Creator is going good. We're about to have a marketing stream after this. As you guys know, we're doing a marketing stream. And right now, we're kind of just doing a little bit of a exploratory speed run to see how fast we can actually get vibecademy off the ground. Just kind of testing this out. The Kling model, new video model, release on file, where you give it image of you and audio you want to speak, and it generates video using those inputs. Oh, wow. I don't use anti-gravity. So I think where I want to get to is if we're able to have if we're able to get to the point where we can actually submit, if we can sign up and we can enroll in a course and we can create a course, that would be pretty good. Olalo said that yesterday was his first full vibe coding project. Imperium said no one will do like this challenge on entire YouTube. You are the beast of vibe coding. Let's go, Imperium. All right, hour left. All right, this is compacting. All right, I think this, now include this in both the sidebars in the UIs so that we can sign out easily. When the user signs out, it should redirect them back to the home website. There should be an environment variable for this. All right, great work. I now need you to create API endpoints so that users can actually enroll in courses. All right, so that did run. Man, we're getting close, guys. What project, Matan? Because this one's probably 5%. View Creator's 90%. Great work. I now need you to create an endpoint for admins only where they are actually able to create courses. And they also need endpoints for creating things like lessons, meaning they can create the quizzes, they can create the assignments, they can create text lessons, and they can create video lessons, respectively. Create the API endpoints for this. JSC for View Creator, 90%, not vibecademy. View Creator's already up in production, has over 1,000 users in AWS and everything. So that one's 90%. And then, yeah, I mean, this is like we just started on it 3 hours ago. So this is like 5%. But yeah, I totally agree with you. J35 said he would love a gamified approach with vibecademy. Just his opinion. Yeah, I agree. The timer is that we're doing a 3-hour build challenge. We're 2 hours in. We've only got about an hour left. We're seeing how far we can get with vibecademy inside of 3 hours. And, you know, I think that this goes into my approach of building and then iterating. So with vibe coding, what's nice is you're able to build and refactor and iterate so quickly because you're using AI that, in my opinion, the best approach is to just go, and then figure out where you messed up on the back half and refactor as needed. But right now, we're just doing as much as we can in 3 hours to see how fast can we get this project off the ground. NGO, that's interesting. Thank you. All right. All right, so let's see this. So this is sign out. Perfect. All right, so sign out works correctly. Let's fix this. Review the error that I'm getting on this page. Fix this. Let's go, Devor. Yeah, if you guys are watching, I see we have 129 people watching and only 115 likes. So if you guys are watching, have not already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We just hit 10,000 subscribers yesterday, and we're going to 50. We're going to the moon. The moon is 50. I think the moon's 50,000. I think we're gonna do a merch drop at 50,000. It's gonna be sick. So if you guys want that, make sure you hit the sub. Sorry, I cracked myself up. All right. The bridge merch. What do you guys think about bridge merch? Yeah, I agree, Nord. Yeah. All right. All right, so there's our sign in. What was the issue here? After I signed in and got redirected to the Vibecademy app, I got this error. Fix this. Devor said, absolutely, I call it chaos vibe coding. This is the best approach. You are essentially building better and better context for later to refactor and refine. Yeah. I mean, I remember somebody told me once, a senior developer, they told me, they said, hey, you know, what we do is we make it work and then we make it right. You know, and what AI-driven development and vibe coding has done is it makes you get that first step done a lot faster. So it is really interesting. But what we're trying to do now is just get this off the ground as fast as possible to see how far can we get in 3 hours. And then obviously I'm going to be doing the vCreator marketing stream after this and then working on vCreator later this evening. But this is a project that I'm interested in, so. Ali, we just checked and they have not responded. We're still waiting. But, you know, that's a goal. So for goals, So we hit 10,000 subs. We hit 1,000 members on the Discord. So the only goal left up for January 1st, 2026 is we have the launch View Creator 2.0 goal, which is, as you guys know, View Creator 2.0 is the fully configured end-to-end platform where users are able to create content and manage all their content using AI tools and actually be connected to TikTok, Google, which is YouTube, Meta, Facebook, Instagram, and X. And we're close, but we're still waiting on TikTok. So I think we'll get there. We may add onto the board launching vibecademy by 2026. We'll see. We'll see how we do today. And then, yeah. Nick said that Scam Altman called again. I'm using Whisperflow. I'm using Cursor a little bit, yeah, but Claude Code's also pretty nice. Great work. I now need you to build an endpoint where in the vibecademy app, whoa, users can click on the courses page and it will render in the courses in the database for the user to click on and then enroll in. Build the API endpoints for this if they don't already exist, and then also integrate the services into the front end, respectively. I'm using both, Hans. I think there's room for both. I don't think so, JSC. We've got a pretty big project with View Creator, if you've been paying attention to View Creator, that is very maintainable. This is just a 3-hour build challenge. And that's the thing, is I totally disagree because, you know, it's not that hard to refactor a project like this. Like, hey, you build really fast, and then, hey, if you're a developer that knows how things should look, then I'm able to look through, you know, at the end of this 3-hour period, I'm able to say, okay, like, I got the functionality working, but like I said, you know, hey, make it work and then make it right. And, you know, right now we're making it work, and then we're going to go back through and we're going to make it right, you know. Yeah, the test suite isn't too difficult because you can also create the test suite using AI. That's what we have set up for View Creator. But for right now, I'm not worried about tests with this project. It's too early on. I literally just started like an hour ago, 2 hours ago. All right, how much do we have left on the timer? 52 minutes. Okay, getting close. Poor said, can you explain your setup of vibe coding once? I can see one agent and cursor. What are the other things, and how is everything working in sync? Yeah, so how I do it is based on what I'm working on. Like at first, when I was first setting up this project, like if you go back to the start of the stream, what you'll see is that I was kind of utilizing all 6 of these agents at once to do different things, right? But now I'm focused on like one very specific thing. I'm trying to actually hook up meaningful API endpoints, create the AI API endpoints, and then also hook those up to the front end. So the reason I'm using this agent here is because this agent has the context of everything that we've done. So I'm using this agent here, and I'm focusing on it because this is where a ton of the functionality is now being built, is in this particular agent. So rather than working on all these different agents, the goal of this stream in this 3-hour build challenge is we want to get to the point where you're able to sign in, sign up, and you're able to actually enroll in a course as a student, and you're able to create a course as an admin. Very, very simple. And to be able to have all of these things interacting with one another, that's good to at least get it off the ground, right? And then to JSC's point, what we'll do is we'll then go back through and we'll refactor to make sure that everything is set up and structured how we want it. And look what we just did. Do you guys see all this? So we just set this up, and now we want to pass this. So this agent is doing a ton for us right now. This is an Opus 4.5 agent with Ultra Think, and this is structuring all this for us. Right now, the other 5 agents are kind of just chilling because we don't have any tasks for them, because this is the most important task now. This task right here, this one's working on. So we could give these all other tasks, but right now, personally, I'm kind of just keeping an eye on this one because this is important. Dive into the code and explain. I can do that. And that's the thing about, AI-driven development and vibe coding that I think people are getting wrong, is that people have this image of vibe coders that it's people that have no idea what's going on, right? And, the thing about vibe coding is, in my opinion, it's, I have it literally on the Bridgemind AI site. If you go to Bridgemind and you go to our vibe coder position, a vibe coder is a next generation software developer who seamlessly integrates AI tools into their development workflow. You don't just write code, you orchestrate AI assistants like Claude, Cursor, and other cutting-edge tools to amplify your productivity 10x. So that's what a vibe coder is to me. And you have to understand what you're doing. That's not people who are just aimlessly, I'm not getting people on the team that are, 1-month-old developers. I'm getting people on the team that are, 3-year coding everyday developers that now fully utilize AI, right? That's what is going to be looked for in the future. And developers that are not using AI are just going to get phased out. All right, so as an architecture overview, so we have the vibecademy admin, we have the vibecademy API, we have the vibecademy app, we have the vibecademy database, and we have the vibecademy UI. The vibecademy UI is a Next.js project. The vibecademy app is a Next.js project. The vibecademy admin is a Next.js project. And all of these projects utilize a very specific service architecture. So for the services, we have a base service, and then inside of the service directory, all of these child services are going to extend that base service, right? So this makes it very easy if we do end up setting up a microservice architecture. For example, if we end up putting the auth in a different microservice, or we put the, let's say, the courses functionality in a different microservice, we will instead of extending from the base service, we would extend from a different microservice. This is what we used at Bright Choice, is we had a bunch of different microservices, and this architecture worked for scalability there because we had about 10 different microservices. So for every service that we had, we were just able to extend that service, and that service would be tied up to a different API endpoint that would be integrating with, whatever was spinning up in ECS. And that's the approach that I like. Then for API endpoints, we have, this here, which is going to be a single source of truth for all of our API endpoints. We don't have to redefine and hard code those. They're all going to be visible here. Components, obviously components. We have an app shell. And then for the app, this is app router. So right now, you see, right now we only have this courses page, and then we have the page here. This courses page actually, I believe, just got put in because we are building the functionality there. And then for our API, which is a Nest API, we do have a test directory. You know, Nest is nice because it kind of comes out of the box with Jest, which makes it very easy for us to set up a test directory or a test suite. But then we also have common, we have decorators, and decorators, for as you guys know, so decorators, it makes it very easy to do things like role guarding. So as you can see here, we have a roles guard. In this roles guard, we have two different roles in our project. We have a student role, and then we have an admin role. And then we set up this roles decorator because then on top of our controllers, like if I, for example, let's go to modules and let's open up, let's just do courses, for example, and let's go to the course controller, and I'll show you guys kind of how this works. So let's go to create. Is there a create root? I'm assuming that there's a create root or something like the sort. Okay, yeah, so here, so this is a post root here. So this is for creating a new course, right? And you can see that this roles decorator is being utilized right here. So you can see uses guards, it's using the JWT auth guard, and then it's using the roles guard so that we can add this roles decorator so that you can see here, user role instructor, so that only admins and instructors are actually able to create this, okay? So that's what we're doing there for that post. That's what a decorator is, and that's what a guard is. Very, very useful in Next. We also have our entities, and these are our TypeORM entities. So you can see we have, here's our index, which is exporting all of these entities. We have our user entity here, just very, very baseline. And then how our course architecture is structured is we have a course, and then courses are made up of these modules, and then modules are made up of lessons, and then lessons are made up of based off of the type. So there should be, you can see a text lesson, video lesson, quiz, assignment. So based off of the lesson type, which is an enum, which is imported from this directory here, this is going to set, you can see this enum, lesson type. So video, text, quiz, or assignment. If depending on what is set there, it's going to then be able to interact with some of these child entities. So you can see the quiz entity, the text lesson entity, the video lesson entity. So these are child entities of the lesson entity that allow you to easily integrate there. So from my review, I think that Opus did a pretty good job. We'll refactor the tables as needed as we get further along, but for right now, it looks to me like this did a very good job in the initial architecture. Now, if we go and we review the database is a Postgres database, and this is basically how I manage migrations and how I structure my database. It makes it very easy. So our entities are defined here as well. And then as you can see, our migrations are set up here as well. And if we go to package.json, what you guys are going to see is that we have different commands here. And what this does, it makes it very, very easy so that when we do have this spun up as, we actually don't set it up as a service, we just set it up as a task definition. And then we make it so that in the CI/CD pipeline, when we push to the main branch, you can either put, you know, a GitHub label on this, or on the pull request, you can put a label, like let's say the label is npm run migration, and then when you push to the main branch with that pull request label, then it's going to be able to run npm run migration run, which is really good because you're able to generate migrations automatically based off of the existing image of the database and then what needs to be changed. So you can see add user role, you can see add course entities, and you can see add user table, which is the 3 migrations that we've done so far on the project. Data source entity is actually where you set up and connect to the database. You have your scripts here, so if we need to do scripts like seeds or anything like that, you have seeders here as well, so seed runner, user seeder. So if we need to do any seeds, we can do that. But right now, I'm pretty happy with what it's done. We'll go back through and we'll refactor as needed, but so far the project to me looks structured well. But yeah, if you guys have not already liked the stream and subscribe, make sure you do so. All right. Yusuf said, are you going to add Kling AI 2.6? It's a new AI video generator that gives me cinematic perfect videos. I have not yet checked that out. All right. So here's the course detail page coming in. Mike said looks really good in my opinion. Thank you, Mike. Apparently, yeah, it went rapid fire. And that's the thing, is that with vibe coding, you need to be able to do that, right? You need to be able to understand exactly what's going on. And I think that, hey, with what we're doing, J35 said, bro became Eminem for a few minutes, yeah. V3RD said, really impressed with the structure. Nice, thank you. Yeah, and it's really important to understand not only like, hey, get it working locally, but to understand, how you're going to be able to do that. Yeah, Imperium, you're good to push updates. Thank you. There's nothing wrong with API routes being exposed on the front end. That's not the API routes aren't exposed on the front end. Like how? So to explain that, so the API routes, how this works is when you're structuring the connection from your front end to the API, this is the best way to do it. So you have API endpoints, right? And this defines your API endpoints. You can see here are my auth endpoints. Here's the health endpoints. Here's, and we just have those two endpoints for now because we don't have a ton of functionality yet. But that will change. We have our base service. Here's our auth service. And again, the auth service extends the base service, and then it's going to be able to import that API endpoint so you can easily use that API endpoint. So it makes it very, very simple. But then, yeah, that's the best way to do it. We're actually talking about potentially doing a community project, NK. But, yeah, we're not sure yet. More to come. Vux said push-ups. W's in the chat if you guys want push-ups. But if you guys drop W's, that means that you have to do them too. All right, perfect. Yeah, it's setting up an auth me route, which is perfect. I'm not worried about the testing right now, JSC. Testing will take literally 10 minutes to set up. I mean, we can do it right now. It's so easy. Watch this. All right. So CD into. All right. Watch how easy this is to set up testing. All right, we'll do it right now. Watch this. Ready? All right. So here's what we'll do. I want the same exact testing setup for both all of these Next projects. I need you to review these 3 Next.js projects. No, I agree, JSCs. JSC, we just started. I need you to review all 3 of these projects and come up with a detailed README on a good testing structure that we could set up for each. I want to use Jest. I want the same exact testing suite structure for each project, so come up with a README. Yeah, there's not a problem with that, Hans. I think JSC was the one that said that. He was incorrect. There's no issue with the API routes being... They're not exposed. All right. All right. All right, so you guys see what I'm doing? So even like for the testing suite, hey, because we have 3 projects that have similar architecture, we want to keep them manageable so that when we do have AI working in our company and working in these different code bases, that it has a similar approach, that has a similar structure. So I'm going to have one AI agent, this one right here, be able to actually come up with a really good structure for all 3 projects. Oh, wow. Look at this, it's running 3, do you guys see this? I haven't seen this before, running 3 Explore agents and it's running all of them at the same time. Do you guys see that? That's cool. New codex models on Cursor? Hold up. All right, the new codex model is available in Cursor. It's free to use until December 11th. Improving Cursor's agent for OpenAI codex models. Oh, Codex Max. All right, this is out. Thank you, J35. So this is free until December 11th. That's actually pretty nice. All right, create auth context, perfect. Also, if you guys are watching, have not already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. All right. All right, in the admin portal. Do an in-depth review and answer my question. Do we have a page curated so that users are actually able to create courses, or admins are able to create courses? Review. All right, here's the testing guide, MD. Great work. I now need you to set up and structure the testing suites in each of these projects one by one. I don't think testing is really that necessary. You know, in some of the teams I've worked on, we're kind of like, testing, build first, test later. Testing doesn't really do that much. It's good to have, but not really a requirement. Sometimes can just slow down building. Hans, yeah, it's good to do vulnerability checks.
Every blockade that I met, ChatGPT, every single one, immediately, walking me through how to navigate a site, where to find something on a website, where to find some.
All right, hold on. I want to open up View Creator real quick in production and give a test to our AI clipping agent. So I'm going to have a marketing stream for View Creator right after this. I'm going to grab some food, but let's test this real quick on just our YouTube video. So our AI clipping agent, I want to test it real quick. So let's go to a YouTube video here and let's just test. Let's test this one right here. Test this one, and then we'll drop this in. And let's generate, so calculating cost. So it's going to cost 48 credits. Generate clips. All right, thank you, Ephraim. NK Warrior asked, how do you deploy stuff manually or use AI And what about scaling and system design? Yeah, so, like I said, hey, that's why we're creating Vibecademy, because people need to understand, you need to understand what you're doing. You need to understand what you're doing, and you need AI to be able to teach you what you're doing. Give me 1 second. Let me see here. Okay. Yes, build the page for this. So, when it comes to architecture and actually getting things to scale, you need to understand that for yourself, right? You actually need to understand what you're doing. So, I do have quite a bit of experience in AWS. So, the way that I approach it is, hey, most of my stuff, for example, with APIs, I'm going to be using Docker, and I'm going to be running them in ECS with auto scaling, and I'm going to use Fargate, and like most of my databases, I'm going to be using like Aurora. It can get a little bit expensive, but you need to understand infrastructure. You need to understand VPCs. You need to understand security groups. You need to understand all these things about infrastructure. You need to understand CI/CD pipelines and GitHub action workflows, and you need to understand like end to end what that looks like, right? And you're gonna have to study it. You're not gonna be able to, you can use AI to help you in your way, and that's why I am a big believer in building and then iterating, because, hey, if I went and I said, I'm gonna take an AWS certification course, well, I would take the certification course, and then by the time I got to AWS, I would understand kind of what I was doing, but I would still run into a bunch of errors and problems as, the same if I just got right into it. So when I initially learned to AWS, it was at Bright Choice, and in 10 days, I had to teach myself how to do AWS infrastructure, and our infrastructure had to be HIPAA compliant. So it was fairly difficult because, I remember the first time when I was setting up my ECS services, in my task definitions, in my clusters, in my load balancers, in my target groups, and I remember I didn't understand any of it, right? But it may sound hard, but it's actually not, and especially with AI now can do most of it for you. So most of the time now, I'll just have my architecture ready and know what I want, and I'll just tell Cursor, and I'll pass in my AWS profile for my computer to Cursor, and I'll say, go look at this and go spin this up, right? Or go create this security group with these specifications, right? And it's able to do it. There's never been an easier time than right now to create infrastructure. And you can't just not have any idea what you're doing. You need to understand it, but it is much easier. And using AI, you can do things a lot faster than it used to be. So I wouldn't get overwhelmed by infrastructure, but I would just try and do a brief overview, talk to ChatGPT, learn the basics, learn the ropes, and then just learn by doing. Get stuff launched, get stuff deployed, and get used to building. Yeah, Imperium said ECS Fargates are best so far. It can easily handle loads and jobs. Yeah, 100%. Is Sam said, for most web apps, that's largely sufficient unless you go with something crazy. Yeah. Wait, what did you say, though? I can easily bankrupt you. The thing about AWS, they do give you a lot of startup credits. So right now, like, my AWS fees are all free. Like, I'm using AWS for free. And yes, AWS can definitely, go up in cost and get really expensive. But, yeah. Rohit said, new here, what are you doing? So right now we're kind of doing a build challenge, but also let's check View Creator. So is this still processing? Still processing here. All right, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's go. What's the timer at, by the way? Let's check it out. All right, we got 26 minutes left. No, AI will be able to replace DevOps for sure. All right, let's check on the view creator job. All right, here are our clips. All right, clips. When I saw the pricing, I was like, oh wow. You know, because the pricing on Opus was a great model, the Opus 4.1 and Opus 4, but the pricing almost made it unusable. So let's go over to what Anthropic actually released in terms of where this stacks up on the benchmarks. And what you can see here is in agentic coding and in all of these categories. This is a miss that was able to be created with our clipping agent. I spent, as you can see here, 54.6 million tokens inside of Cursor on Gemini 3 Pro. So until you can really give an accurate response on a model, so you can see that this is an incredibly intelligent model. So it's not doing the auto reframing layout changing correctly. So where it was able to get categories, it is leading. The split screen isn't working correctly. All right, we'll fix that. Yeah. No, well, I think is look at this. So this here, the pricing almost made it. Doing the layout change. But the pricing almost made it. Hold on. This one doesn't have multiple phases. Because of the cost reduction, this is now probably the #1 model. And I'm very, very happy that it's here. And one important thing that I also found impressive is the speed. So, you know, when you actually consider speed, let's just do this is, say, do an in-depth review. All right. Snap, right now we're working on Vibecademy. Doing a little bit of a build challenge, see how far we can get in 3 hours. Alright, looks like this is ready to test. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to log in, I want to start learning, put my name in. Alright, so I'm going to sign up. Whoa, must have errors here. review this. It is making a request to the wrong endpoint. The Codex Max model I've tested in Codex. It's decent. Check this out. In vibecademy UI, it is making a request to the wrong endpoint. Why? Let's go, chat. Double APIs. Is that true though? Because if I go to the console logs, oh, it is making double APIs, but look, it's also making the request to 3000, not 3001 or 8080. So it's doing double APIs, but then it's also making the request to port 3000, not port 8080. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We got 133 people watching, and we only got 132 likes. Let's go, chat. Yeah, that's pretty good pricing for a production server, Andre. Yeah, VPS. Might have to switch over. It is still going to that same endpoint. Figure out why. You need to update the base service. All right, let's try this new Codex Max model. Test it on this, see if it can one-shot it. Rick asked, is GPT 5.1 Codex Max extra high good? That name is so funny. No, you can give the problem to AI, NK. It'll be able to figure it out. I mean, all in all, we got 14 minutes left on our timer. You know, pretty good to be able to set up all this infrastructure, at least locally, you know, in just a couple hours and get it working. You know, we had this working. I think this is an easy fix. Let's try to get this working in, like... Wow, look at that. So that's a good example, I think. You know, hey, Composer 1 was not able to get it. Opus was not able to get it, and Codex was able to get it in one shot to figure out why that endpoint was not working, right? So just something to note, you know, whenever you test like that, it is good. You're just like, oh, I mean, hey, that's a real world example where Codex was able to solve that issue. Now let's sign out, because what we need to do is now we actually need to test. Let's actually sign up with, we'll just do Matthew M, and then we'll do matthewm@gmail.com. And then what I want to do is I actually want to, oh, whoa, we're getting the same issue now. What's going on here? Cannot post. What the heck? You guys see that? So it worked, and then it didn't work. Review the logs in the screenshot. What is happening? Why is this happening? Fix this. That was weird. Yeah, it's a 404. Excuse me. Yeah, let's see. I mean, I should have some code that... Hold on, you know what I'm going to do? review the example base service below that works well, and then look at the existing base service file, and then update the existing base service file to follow the same approach as the one below. Yeah, that it is set correctly. Yeah, check this out. Yeah, so it's 8080 here. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. I'm live every single day. I don't take any days off, and we're making it happen. All right, let's test this. So there, I pasted in an approach that actually does work. I just want to see, hey, is this able to accomplish what we want? I think we kind of messed up our approach. So, see here, still the same issue. What the heck? Run npm run build and fix any build errors. Yeah, maybe a cache issue. 2 APIs, but also it's going to the wrong port. So it shouldn't be doing that. Like if we open up our base service and look at the code, I mean, resolve base URL, candidates, next public API. Hold on here. All right, let's try this. All right, there we go. All right, must have been a cache issue. Worked that time. Let's sign out and now try it again. So this, let's try with our Matthew M. Matthew M-I-L at Gmail. And on this, I really want to actually test it. Let's do Gmail. All right, perfect. All right, so we fixed it. But now what I want to do is I want to go open PG admin, and I actually want to give that user the admin permission. All right. All right, so just like quick here. Users. This one here. All right, so now let's log out so the JBT is updated. The one thing that we didn't do is we didn't make it so that it actually pulls that in. Like to say, I think we'll be able to access the, was it Matthew Mill, right? Yeah. All right, so I logged in and we don't have anything set up. Let's just do something really quick. Okay, Composer 1, when users are logging in, it should be able to redirect them to the correct dashboard. It may be either admin or app if they are a student. Hold on. Yeah. student, it should redirect them to the Vibe Academy app, and if they are an admin, it should redirect them to admin. It is possible that they have more than one role. If that is the case, let them choose. Yeah, it's a cache issue. All right, auth redirect, role selection, simple. It should add an extra environment variable that we'll need to change, because I think in Vibe Academy UI, I don't think this environment variable is yet. So we have the base, we have the app, and then there's probably gonna be an admin here. Yeah, admin URL coming in. So let's just do this. What is it? Next public, and that's what? Probably admin. All right, perfect. Yeah, free codex model is out. I think it's free all week. But I mean, ChatGPT is like, I mean, we can pull up LM Arena just real quick before we test this. I mean, you guys can see, I mean, the reason they're doing that is because of this right here. You guys see this? And Opus 4.5 is pulling even further ahead. Look how far behind GPT-5 is. They released that GPT 5.1, and like, it is not better. It is not better. They tried to say, hey, we got a new model. But look at this, GPT 5.1. Literally worse than GPT-5. That's insane. They were like, oh, we made it better. No, you did not make it better. You actually made it worse. Hold on. I'm getting a really important call. What the heck? The heck? Hello? No. I know. I showed them LM Arena. What? No, Sam. No, I don't want your money. No, stop. No, your model's trash. I know, you tried to make it better, you tried to lie to him, but you can't lie to us, Sam. You can't lie to us anymore. Jeez. Sorry, friend of mine. All right, so let's log in here. All right. Did that not work? That didn't work. After I authenticated, I just got redirected back to the home page of the site. Why is this happening? Fix. W's in the chat. Let's go. Also, if you guys have not already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We got 155 people watching. F in the chat for GPT. Claude killed OpenAI. Yeah. J35 said that Sam needs a whiteboard and push-up pull-up routine. Yeah, Blueberry, for real. All right. Code red results. That code red is not doing anything. Monthly AI bills around $600. Open code? Nah. So login succeeded. All right, let's test this. Let's test an incognito. I mean, so this is like very, very early on. I mean, I will say the thing about vibe coding and just coding as general is that, hey, you know, it does take some time to start to get a project to shape up how you want, right? So this is the very beginning of vibecademy. You guys have seen what we've been able to do. Oh, wow, there we go. So now we have the admin. So now can we go to the admin? Wow, so that does work. Okay, nice. Okay, so now if we go to courses, can we do a create course? Create course? Wow. Okay, so the UI is terrible. The UI is absolutely terrible. But can we just, whoa, there's a timer. That scared me. I'm sorry. Jeez. That scared me. Okay, our timer's up. Our timer is up. So we actually like kind of just beat the timer there. But you can see, you know, hey, in 3 hours, we were able to, I mean, this is not good. Like, trust me, I can see it. This is not good, right? But my approach to vibe coding is build and then iterate. And I think that vibe coding allows you to build very quickly, and then it also allows you to iterate very quickly. So based on what you build, you're able to then refine and iterate upon it. So today I just wanted to do a 3-hour build challenge to see how far we could get. And based on, you know, what we were able to do, I just want to do a quick breakdown. Let's see if does this actually work, at least for this. So course media, I mean, can we actually set this? So let's do 120 minutes. Does this create? Let's see. Missing access token. So we'll be able to test it more off stream, but if we go back to the code in terms of, hey, what we're actually able to build, you guys can see, so we have 5 different repos. So we have vibecademy admin, vibecademy API, vibecademy app, vibecademy database, and vibecademy UI. And we do have something now that we are going to be able to build upon, right? Now I'm going to be working on this. You guys are going to see it develop over the course of the next month. But this was the first day where I just said, hey, let's get a jump start on the project. Let's throw 3 hours at it, and let's start to build some sort of architecture for the project. So that's where we're at. I think that this will probably make an appearance in some streams, but in terms of where we're at, I feel pretty happy about it just for 3 hours. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to end the stream here. Appreciate you guys all for tuning in. We were able to do a decent amount in the last 3 hours. But with that being said, we are going to be doing a Vue Creator marketing stream. So I'm going to eat some food, and then maybe in about 30 minutes to an hour, I'm going to be doing a marketing stream, and I'm going to be live later on today, where obviously, for those of you that watch this channel, you know that our main mission is Vue Creator. It's about 90% of the way in development, and we're going to be doing some marketing. The marketing, like for Vue Creator, as you guys know, with Vue Creator is very, very far along in development, and we're trying to push marketing a little bit more. We're not doing a bunch of paid marketing, but we are kind of branching out into trying to market and get our feet under us there. And one cool thing is like, hey, with the Vue Creator marketing channel, if I go here, you know, 1,900 views. This one got 29, 53, 26, 27. So we're gaining some traction. I think that we just have to keep going. The Mickey Mouse did not do so good. 1.1 though, 1.3, 1.6, 47, 308, 187, 584. So, you know, we're getting some traction, but we still have a lot of work to do. So with that being said, guys, I will see you guys in about 30 minutes to an hour after I get some food. We're going to do a marketing stream, but appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will see you guys here shortly. Make sure you like and subscribe.